Hey you guys, this your girl Starr Kraziness, and I'm coming to you with another TV reality show recap. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Braxton family values. Yes, they got renewed for a new season, and it's season 5, episode 1. Not My Mama. In Tamar fashion, you know how she be so dramatic and extra over every little thing. It could be like, there's a rat. That ain't a rat. Oh no, you know all that. Ugh, she just too over the side. I can't. But anyway, how the episode starts off, they take us back to what happened on season 4 about how they was trying to mend their bond back together as sisters, yada yada yada. And so we come back full force, and we go to Los Angeles, California, where we're at Tamar house. And it's Tamar and Tony. And basically, they was just talking about how Tamar, she recently had got sick for I think a couple of months or a couple of weeks. And she just now getting back to herself and stuff like that. And I'm looking like she was sick. I know people around her was happy. They ain't have to hear her doing all that extra dramatic stuff. Oh no, she didn't, all that get your life type stuff. So I know they was so happy. Not to say that she was sick, but just that she was more calm, hopefully. Cause ooh. But then they go into the whole fact that their mother Evelyn had a mini stroke, and she's been known to have strokes here and there, but they want to take more precaution about it. Like, why is she having another stroke or whatever. So then they have a little girl chat, blah blah blah. So then Tony was like, oh, I gotta go. We gotta go to Atlanta to go do this whole auntie mommy coming out of age party that Tawana is throwing for her not 9-year-old daughter Brooke. So we in from there. So now we're in Atlanta. So once again, like I said, Tawana's having this coming of age party, and she invited all her sisters. Basically, this is like a party where she don't have to break it down about the birds and the bees, aka having sex. The aunties can do it, and they can help her do it. And the way she went about it, I'm like, first, wait a minute, she's 9 years old. I mean, I know we had these 9-year-old girls out here popping it, busting it wide open, for these dudes, but still, I'm trying to think, when I was 9, I wasn't even thinking about, let alone having a boy touch me in that type of manner, or us doing how she how she did like that. So I'm like, why are you even, she ain't even a teen yet, but I mean, society is growing these kids up very very quickly, I should say. So but in my book, I wouldn't be talking about no birds and the bees. It's just too early. So everybody come in, blah blah blah, and they start having drinks and stuff like that. So it's time for Brooke to start asking questions. So everybody on the couch, Tawanda and Brooke on another couch, and then Brooke gonna start pulling out these like flashcards that them homemade flashcards when you trying to study for a test. My college students, people. So she pulling out some note cards, and I'm like, what the hell? Is she serious? And she was dead serious. I would have told my mama, no, I'm not doing this. This is stupid. Like, no. So she pulled it out, and her first question was towards Tamar. And Tamar was just like, oh my gosh, I hope she ain't gonna ask me what I think she gonna ask me. Just overthinking stuff and being scared about it. She asked her, when did you first get your first bra? And she was like, oh, whew, good, thank you. She didn't ask me about what I thought she was gonna ask me about. And she said, around 13. So then she started asking some more questions. As we get down, as Tamar called it, the birds and the bees Jeopardy game, which it was just like a little game. She comes to Tony, and she the one who asked her, what does it mean to be a virgin? And then Tony gonna talk about is Jesus. And she tried to give a little Bible type meaning so she can understand it. And then she asked Tamar where the birds come from. where the babies come from, and she said a stork. You know how they teach us in little, the baby come from the little stork, he drop it down, and blah blah blah. That's where babies come from. Just doing like kindergarten type answers. So then, what's her name? Was it Tracy? Not Tracy. Is it Tracy? What's the one? Trina. She gonna put her 2 cents talking about something. And don't you marry the first person you give it to. I guess she gave it to Gabe, or I don't know. And it was just crazy. I wouldn't even had this. I would like, exit. What exit? Because I'm not about to have this conversation with my niece. No. Hell no. So, and then she asked Tracy, did having sex hurt for the first time? I think any woman who had sex for the first time heard it, but it was just, to me, that we didn't have to even go there. So then we go to Evelyn at her condo, and Tony is there with her. She's laying on the couch, and Tony's like sitting in the chair just talking about, and Tony was like, what happened? Like, how did this even come about, you getting a stroke? And then Evelyn starts to go talking about she saw angels and this and that, and I'm like, you think you about the croak, Miss Evelyn? Like, when you start seeing that and you talking about seeing the light, what's going on? So then Tamar come in with her over the top self, and so basically in this scene they trying to get Evelyn, their mama, to move to LA so they say they can keep a better care about her. And my thing is, how are y'all gonna keep better eyes on her and make sure she's doing right when half the time y'all gone? And Tony, you have you have lupus, so you definitely gotta make sure you good. How you gonna take care of somebody else when you gotta make sure you good? Like, really? So what was some of the thing? Yeah, so basically they were just trying to persuade her to come on to LA because it's better out there. Excuse me, it's good doctors here in Georgia. Like, I feel some type of way. I don't have to go all around the world to find a doctor unless he specializes in that, and I can't find that particular doctor here. But Mama Ev, she fine. She cool. She doesn't know why Tamar and Tony are acting and bugging her about this whole situation. Like, let her live her life. And that was basically the whole motto of this episode. Let Mama Ev live her life. Let her do what she want to do. She been good for this long, going back and forth between houses and stuff. And she done had strokes. So I'm like, really? But I think it's something else. She want her mama there for something else. I don't know, but it's just crazy. But I think yeah. So her and Tony trying to think of a master plan of how they can persuade their mama to get on their side, to be like, okay, I'm gonna come to LA. You right. I'm just gonna go ahead. Wrongo. So then okay, we go to Tracy, and she's going to the OGBYN because she's having something dealing on with her, playground down there. And what she said, it's been bleeding for a good about 2 weeks, and she been having cramps and stuff like that. And so she brought, because she already know they nosy, she brought her other 2 sisters, Tracy and Tina. I don't know, I'm talking about Tracy. Tawanda and Tina. Is it? See, I get these T's mixed up. The one who be doing like that, and Tawanda. Okay, so there they have she meets with Dr. King, and she's telling her, like I said, she's been bleeding for 2 weeks. She's having these cramps. I guess it's like her punana is gonna try to fall out because she just, she don't know what's going on down there. And her doctor like, look, you've been prolonging this for too long. We need to go ahead and have this hysterectomy. And I think with a hysterectomy, they take out like everything, but I forgot what, because my mom, she actually had a hysterectomy. But I know for sure they can't have, kids again. So I hope she fine with the one she got. So But if it's dire need, yes, you need to go ahead and have that hysterectomy, Tracy. I think. Yeah, Tracy. So, then she goes to talk about how she has been having these constant orgasms. And I'm like, whoa, you ain't mentioned this in past seasons, but come to find out she been suffering with this for 2 months now. So I'm like, okay. So every time I guess she's like out, she go like you know, like that. And then Tawanda gonna say, is this gonna help by her having this hysterectomy? Is this gonna help, you know, her with the whole orgasm things? And the doctor was like, no, that's separate. We would have to, you know, do something else for that type of procedure to help you with that. And I'm looking like, damn, really? But like I was surprised. I didn't even know, you know, and I applaud her for coming out with, you know, this type of as she told Tracy, it's a disorder called, let me get it. Let me get it. Hold on. Persistent genitalia arousal disorder. And basically it's what Tracy has, where she keeps getting aroused. It could be within 10 minutes too, because I actually saw some like a documentary on something like that, on I forgot what channel, but it's real. It's real out there, where women constantly just have orgasms out of nowhere, and it's very, very intense, and I guess sometimes it can be painful. So she was like, yeah, that's not gonna cure that. It's gonna cure what you having, what's going on with you right now, but it's not gonna cure your disorder. And so I'm like, damn, really? So she just know she gonna have to. And then of course Tawanda and Trina, that's her name. She was they was messing around with her or whatever. But I mean, that's some serious stuff, you know, like, ooh, jeez. So now we're back at Trina house. And Trina, you did a major upgrade. I mean, you was here, now you all the way with here. You in big dog status. That house is a mansion now. You know, I'm like, I see you. I see what these little coins here and there doing for you. Go ahead, make them coins build your, you know, your little empire over there. Okay. Like I see you. I see you. So so now we're having like a brunch. Basically, the East Coast sister versus the West Coast sisters to get Mama Ev to see where she's gonna go for basically her, I guess, her treatment, to help her out. And Mama Ev she ain't studying none of them. She wants to live her life. She's seen all her children grow up. She wants to do what's best for her, and she lets them know, especially Tamar, little Brady, but let her know where she stands and where she gonna do. She ain't got time to be listening to your Brady self crying. Ugh. So they have brunch, and everybody showed up except Tawanda, because she had some type of speaking engagement. I guess she was hosting an event, so she couldn't make it. So it was just Tracy, Trina, Tamar, and Tony. And of course Mama Ev, she said at the head like the boss she is. So basically we let me see how the mama feel. Okay. So basically Tamar, she wants her and Tony wants her to come to LA because they feel like they have more doctors and they can help her. And then Tamar start going, talking about we can get her a nutritionist and this and that. And if I know anything about old folks, once they set in their ways about their eating habits, how they do certain stuff, they ain't trying to change. They are not trying to change. So, and then we have Tracy and Trina on the other side talking about, leave Mama alone. We taking good care of her. She doing good. Just Jaden, she doing good. Just because, you know, she got a little something going on. We didn't know what was going on. And then another thing Tamar brought up, y'all live too far. It take about an hour and a half just to get to you, Trina. Okay. All right. But once again, Tamar, you're not always there. So how long is it gonna say if you way in another state and something might happen to your mom while she's at your house? I'm just saying. So Mama F she like, just stop. You know what I'm gonna do for me, and this is my body, and what I'm gonna do. I feel more comfortable staying in the ATL. Of course, Trina and Tracy got excited, like, yeah, now what? Bow. But she's saying she feel more comfortable. She done been here, her whole life. Her friends there, I guess, and she has her own place and stuff like that. So, like I said, sit in their ways, and she just want to do her. But Tamar, she done broke in tears. She done said, this is not the end of this conversation. I'm gonna let y'all, do y'all right now. But I am not gonna stand for mommy living in ATL when she having all these strokes and nobody is keeping a close eye on her. And I'm like, okay. And everybody just fed up with it. Like, why are you crying? Like, yeah. And then she gonna say, control. She wants her to take her. Okay, Chris. And what's her name? Tracy. She made a good point. She was like, "Look, Tamar, she done grew us up. Done seen us. Her kids are having their kids, which is in her grand children, and they're growing up. Like, let her live her life. Let her do her thing. Be easy. She know you love her and want the best for her. But at the end of the day, she gotta know what she want for herself. And once again, the old people set in their ways. Okay. So we get from there. We go to Tracy. She goes to this radio station that she goes to. I don't know if it's in Baltimore or LA, but it's probably in Baltimore where she from. And she's there with her co-host, and they be like, "Where you been? We missed you." Like, really? And the segment is called the Tracy Takeover that they're discussing and stuff. And they like, and she was like, I didn't, I had a little dilemma, and she just flat go out and tell them no holding back, no nothing. She goes and say, well, I've been having orgasms like back to back. And the other girl, she was like, what? Really? And then the dude, I think his name was Dion, he was like, what's the problem? And Tracy was like, I've been having them back to back, like, like an Energizer Bunny type, like a little viral. Okay. It's for grown sexy. But yeah, and he's still like, what's the problem? And like, they say or whatever. So, by her saying that, the callers that want to call in, you gotta wait. Talking a lot, it's just on my nerves sometimes. But yeah, they calling in, they want to talk to you. So one caller, she came and she said she has had 300. Let me repeat, 300 orgasms in one day. One day. Now let's think about the person who hasn't had none at all, and they actually, very sexually active, and they ain't had none, compared to just one person that probably, ain't doing nothing, probably can't do nothing like that because they constantly, at a climax, at a peak. 300 in one day. Now, oh, woo, that's all I can say. And then the caller goes on later to say that it might because the doctor told her that it was because she was riding her bike a lot. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And then Tracy, she was like, she has a motorcycle and she might need to ask her doctor, will that affect her, was that a cause of her, having these multiple orgasms just anytime, anywhere, it's uncontrollable. And I'm just like, what a bike? Like, I need some more research done on that. You just can't come and tell me, oh, a bike made you contribute to what you got going on, because we all different. So I'm going to need some more research on that. Okay. Then we had another caller. she called and she was like, cut it out. This is some serious ish, okay? Yeah, it's fun and jokes right now, cause she asked Tracy how long have she had this disorder, and she was like, it's been going on 2 months, and stuff like that. And she was like, well, see, you in the early stage, but just wait, if it progress, it's gonna get worse and it's gonna get worse. And she was like, oh snap! And then the lady goes on to say that people really do suffer from this and they commit suicide from it. And I'm like, damn. Like, they commit suicide and then everybody like getting all over the jokes and stuff, and it's really hitting home. Like, this is nothing to play with. And I mean, even for a woman that's going through that, woo! Like, woo, Jesus. So yeah, definitely. And then the lady said it's not curable. So I'm like, how do you manage, these urges of, climaxing and stuff like that? I'm like, okay. So, everybody settled down and like put stuff back into reality. Like, yeah, boo. Yeah. Okay, so then we go to Tamar and Mama Eve. So Mama Eve, she invites Tamar to her church. And, she was saying that she been having visions. And I guess she been meeting up with the angels. And she met up with God. And this is not her first time. But it's been, I guess, reoccurring. And she, of course, she already told the other sisters. But she knows she got to be, have gloves on, protective gloves on with Tamar, because once you say something, I'm telling you, she go over the top. She's so damn dramatic or whatever. So she was just telling her she see, she done seen angels and stuff like that, and she done seen some whiteness, I guess, coming to the light type of thing, like God showing you this, and then he might be just showing you like you might got this much time to live. El, you need to get it right. You need to start appreciating stuff. Or I know I got my conspiracy theorists. They thinking how they thinking or whatever. So, but anyway, it seems like it's really it scares her, because she never had, I guess, a vision like this. And then she goes on to say that when she was staying with Tamar on the couch, she used to hear people, I guess the angels, coming down the hall, and they had a baby. And Tamar was like, who baby? And she was like, Logan. I'm like, whoa, lady, whoa. And even Tamar was freaked out. She was like, this is in my, yes, boo, so what's going on in your house? So yeah, so I don't know, y'all. So then from that, El was like, well, you know what, let's have a celebration party. Let's call it what she said, a devil is a lie. I want to have hats, parties, drinks. Parties. These are parties. I want to have hats, food, drinks. Some like, I didn't know what she. Basically, I guess a rebirth type thing going on. But the devil is. Let me not. See, I can't even get my damn words. Let me not lie, because I don't even know where she was going with this, to be honest. Because she got me with the angels coming in, her people coming down the hallway. I'm like, okay, that was enough. So then Tamar was like, okay, well, why don't you have it at my house? And Mama Eve was like, okay, yeah, what the hell? Okay, yeah, we can have it at your house. So the next day, I guess it was, Tawanda and Trina, they in the car, they're supposed to go shopping, but she get a text, Trina get a text from her mama, and she was like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to LA. That done sparked a firecracker, okay? It has lit. So instead of, I guess she should have called her mom and be like, wait a minute, are you going up there for good? Or what is this? She jumped to the conclusion like, Tamar is at it again. She done tricked mama. Didn't Mama tell her distinctly she wanted to stay in Georgia so she can live her own life? Now she done got her up in LA. What the hell is going on? And so Tawana, she's like, dang, what really happened at the brunch? And, so um Trina, she gave her a little scoop on what happened and just how gung ho Tony and Tamar, but mainly Tamar, wanted, their mama to go up to LA or whatever. And Tawana was like, she just think Tamar, she just want her all to herself type thing. I don't know. Cause mama wanna do something, go ahead, mama. Go ahead. Okay? Do you. But make sure, I need to run by, make sure everything steady. Then you can go do you. I'm okay. I don't play about my mama. I don't play about my close friends. Don't play about Heavenly Father, and I don't play about my family. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So yeah. Then I guess they got word here. It's party day, and what is it? Tamar and Mama Ev, they talking, and she's saying, yeah, I can get my groove. Basically, I can get my groove back and this and that, and I can get me a little friend. Then Tamar was like, oh, yes, I'm here for the stepdaddy ministry. I'm like, oh, my gosh. What is with you and getting her a man? Like, I don't know. But, yeah, she was like, whatever, Tamar. So then we see Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina, they all coming up to the riding up to the house, Tamar house, and they just discussing how, like, really, like, why can't Tamar just leave Mama alone, let her do what she want to do? She said she wanted to stay in Atlanta. Doggone it. Like, why we gotta have all this other stuff going on? Oh. And so they finally get to the house or whatever, everybody hug and stuff like. And I'm thinking it's a celebration party, but it's more like a like speed dating type thing, because I seen nothing but older men there, like Mama Elf age group, and I'm like, I thought this was a okay, wherever this going. I was confused on the thing, but Mama L was having a good time. She was dancing, doing all her thing, and she saying she can't eat certain food. She fasting. I'm like, okay, whatever, Mama L, whatever. Then Tony get in, she come in, and she knows the same thing I'm noticing. Like, it's some old, what they call them, gentleman callers or whatever. They just everywhere. And then they was even flirting with her sisters. I'm like, okay. But then Trina, she wanted to talk about the whole situation with how Tamar, it's not fair that she wants mommy all to herself, and wants to move her up to LA when she's perfectly fine in Atlanta. And then once again, Tamar defense is, you live an hour away from mommy, and so does Tawanda, and blah blah blah. How, if something happen, how y'all gonna take care of her? And they saying, okay, and Trina, she had a good point. She was like, how you gonna take care of her? Because you never be here half the time. And she was like, yes, I do. I do have days I be up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. But just say something, God forbid, something might happen to her when you on the reel, or when you doing some posting gig or something. What you gonna do then? The help gonna take care of her? I mean, either way it go. God has his hand over everything. So, but like I said, I think it's something else with Tamar wanting her mama up there. But yeah. So Tamar, like she always do, she can't handle confrontation, or when she know I guess when she thinks she's getting ganged up on, which it wasn't. They was having a conversation, and let me go. I'm trying to have fun. You're not gonna ruin my fun or whatever. And then it just basically left at that. Like, Trina trying to figure out why she always walking away when she know, probably in this case, you're wrong. Like, okay, you want your mom to be safe, you want your mom to be well, but you also gotta think, when you have stuff going on, are you gonna take Mama Ev everywhere you go? All right, marinate on that. So that was my recap of the Family Braxton Values. Episode 1 of season 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The episode was kind of dull, you know, when I think about uh, um a season coming back on, something need to be popping, you know, like damn, that was a good episode. That made me wanna, you know, grab for more, see more, like I did when Mary came on. Cause I'm telling you that now that season that just went past, a must see if you haven't seen it. But yeah, so hopefully the following episodes will be a little more turned. Cause this all I can get y'all. I hope it was good enough. But anyway, this your girl Starr J Kraziness, and I'll see you on the next recap. Bye.